Yo, what's good in the hood, guys? So today we're going to be doing a very non-traditional video. I actually just ate a big meal with my girlfriend, so I want to put something up for you guys, but I'm too full and it's not convenient for me right now, so I just figured I would do kind of a simple, just talking ASMR video. And chew some gum as well and tell you a story. So, juicy fruit. Juicy fruit is a classic, one of the best gum that I like. Also, unfortunately, in this setup, I do not have a like little mic or something, or sorry, a little stand for this mic that I can just kind of let it chill on. So I'm gonna have to kind of hold it, I think, for this whole time. But whatever. So I'm gonna get the gum in, and then we'll get to the story. Gonna go 2 pieces for good measure. Just gotta get this gum worked in. Alright, we're getting juicy and we're getting fruity. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you guys the story of the first time that I ever did mushrooms. Psychedelic mushrooms. If you're gonna be all hater about drugs, fuck out of here. But if you're down to hear one of my tales of my life, then stick around. So, the story goes like this. I was 17 years old, and at this point I had been smoking weed for, 2 or 3 years pretty consistently. And as per doing, drinking and smoking weed and stuff, there's always going to kind of be a next step usually. So me and 3 of my buddies decided we're going to hang out at my one buddy's place. His mom was out of town. We're going to drop mush. So, of course, as, 17-year-olds, getting weed was already, I don't know, not challenging, but just mushrooms. Like, we're just like, okay, well, where can we get these? So, we sourced this guy from our school. And then it was just that typical thing of, like, kind of playing phone tag, trying to, like, he's saying that, like, he can get them, or he da-da-da-da-da, and I was kind of going back and forth, back and forth. And then eventually he finally was like, hey, yeah, I was able to get him. We got a ½ ounce, so I think we paid him like $110. So this guy's like 19 at the time, I guess, probably maybe 20. So he drops us off the ½ ounce, which is like, I remember the bag was like a full Ziploc bag, just like puffed. So at this point, it's the four of us, and we're at my buddy's house. Now, he has a sister, and his girlfriend were there at the time. His sister was not involved, she was just chilling. His girlfriend also didn't do any, so his mom was out of town, right? Now, this guy was very, like, disobedient to, like, he's just kind of not a problem, a bit of a problem child, let's just say that. Didn't really give two fucks about what his mom's rules and stuff. He, like, very, like, ADD, like, didn't pay attention to the details and whatever, so. So we have the mushrooms now, and we're, like, trying to figure out how we're gonna ingest them. So, we're broke ass kids, we just spend all the money that we could get together. So we didn't have money for, like, to put them on pizza or anything like that. So instead, every household usually has some bread and some peanut butter and some jam, so we put the mushrooms between peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Not great. Anyways, I guesstimate I did about 2.5 grams. Same with my two other buddies. My one buddy, though, excuse me, very overzealous. Always trying to do things bigger or more intense or whatever. So we think he did about 4 to 4.5 grams the first time he ever. This is all our first times, by the way. So we take them, and then we're just kind of chilling around, like kind of waiting for the effects to kick in, and we all kind of have like these nerves, right? Like nobody's like, we're all chilling in the living room, and everybody's just kind of like waiting for it to happen. So it's not really happening yet, so we decide, let's take a walk, literally 1 block, and knock on our friend's door just to see what he's up to. So we go over there. He answers the door. He's just playing video games. And during the time I was on his front step in conversation, that's when it first hit me. It was just like, and it wasn't super intense in the beginning, but I just remember like my reality just felt like just different, like strange, like kind of magnified or something, and just like more. It felt like a vibe energy type thing, not like drunk, nothing like that, but just like a very like vibrational difference, and like you know, colors and stuff just getting a little more intense. So we leave his house. By the time we get back to my other friend's house where his mom was out of town, everybody's zooming now, like we're all flying, and we're all just like communicating kind of how we feel type thing. Anyways, so we go downstairs, we start playing. I remember it was like PlayStation 2, we were playing like Cool Borders or some snowboarding game. And just everything was like very vibrant and kind of crazy. Just colors and everything just felt like more enhanced essentially and like vibey. So now we're like, where did our other friend go? Because he just disappeared now for like a while. We're like, let's go check on him. So we go upstairs, and we're looking around, and then we see the front, this curtain for the front window, and like the curtain's like swirling. So we go in, pull back the curtain, and he's in there, and he's like spinning around in this curtain in circles. So we're like, okay, he's pretty fucked up, but whatever, he's having fun, let's just let him do that. So at this point we call over two more friends, one being my stepbrother, one being all our really good friend. They just want to come over and smoke some weed. So they come over. We all go into the garage. Back then, like, I don't know, we just used to like smoke in garages all the time. So we roll up some joints, head to the garage. So on top of us being high on mushrooms, I add smoking weed to it. Right, my other buddy's still inside, kind of like acting like a dog doing whatever the fuck he's doing. So we're all getting high, and we go back inside, and we all start chilling in the living room again. Now with the additional two friends that are they're just high on weed, and we're like, where the fuck is this guy again? Because he's not upstairs anymore. Now he's just disappeared again. So we go downstairs. Now he's downstairs, laying in the dark, petting the floor, saying, good Sloan, which is my friend's dog, but his dog wasn't there at the time. And he's just petting the floor, thinking that it's his dog. So we're like, alright, he's chill, he's being kind of weird, but still he's chill. So we go back upstairs. We're all just chilling, just being like in our fucked up mind, probably having weird conversations, and you know, just whatever. All of a sudden, the dude from downstairs runs upstairs all like crazy. He's like, you guys have to come downstairs right now and meet my people. You have to come meet my people downstairs. Like, they're so crazy. And like, we're like, what? There's nobody down there. So this is where like dude starts kind of wigging out a bit. Like he's just kind of getting like too high, and he's starting to see shit. And he's just talking like pretty irrational shit, and we're all pretty much like, we're high and like things are cool, but we're not like seeing fucking creatures and stuff. Although at one point I did drink a glass of cranberry juice, and I was like certain that I was drinking blood. That was one weird thing for sure. Like that was fucked with my mind right then. Anyways, so here's where it gets like stressful. One dude is starting to trip heavy, and my buddy's sister gets a phone call. Apparently his mom is going to be in tonight. She's landing, like she's flying out. She's going to be home in like 2 hours, because she's a short flight away. Now we're like, fuck, we're all high as shit on drugs, trying to figure out where are we going to be able to go, or like what are we gonna do? Are we just gonna have to like fake it? Because this guy's basically fucked right now, and like she's gonna know exactly how like that we're fucked. All right, so my stepbrother and the friend that came, they decide we're out of here. I'm like, you know what? I'm out too. I'm gonna fucking bail because they're offering me to come with them, and I don't want to be here for that at all. So I hop in my friend has an Astro van, one of those big boxy square vans. And so, because it's around October, November time, it's like cold out, and all I wanted to do was feel like comfortable and warm and cozy, and so we get in the Astro van, and so it's my stepbrother and my friend, and I'm in the back, I'm in like a bucket seat. We start driving around, and this seat, I just start sinking into it like sludge, like it's just so comfy. I feel like I'm in a lazy boy. My friend just like cranks the heat, it's just like super warm, and he's like, yo, let's just drive around. cruise the city, go get some like snacks from the store, just like chill, burn time. I'm all for that. So we're cruising around. This is where it gets so good for me. Like my trip starts being awesome. I just like all the neon and the bright and the signs and people's tail lights and just people lights passing by my face. And he had like Dave Matthews Band like playing like super like hippie chill music, and just like everything was feeling right at this point. I was with people who I would like. I just knew I was like in a safe place. So it was vibes as fuck from this point. Like trees with like there's like lights behind trees like at schools and stuff, and those trees were just like the brightest green I've ever seen, kind of thing, right? So probably the trippiest thing that happened to me though was we went to a corner store to get they wanted some snacks. I stayed in the van, but they went inside, and like when you're parked at a store, you can normally tell the difference, like the distance difference between like where you're parked, like the front of your car and the building, right? When I was in that seat, I honestly felt I was face to face with the front of the store. And I felt like I was witnessing somebody draw like a two-dimensional picture. And my friends and everybody in the store, they were like those life-size cardboard cutouts of like Britney Spears or Michael Jordan or whatever. And when they would turn, they would just flip with no other, like no side, like no dimension. They just were like flat. As I was looking at the store, when they came out, they were back to normal. So that was real trippy. And then, my buddy dropped me and my stepbrother at home. Once I got home, again, I was still just like in my perfect zone. Like I went downstairs to the basement and like hung out with my other stepbrother, because he was like, he's into smoking weed and shit, so he was up playing video games, and this is the weekend, and he was high himself, and so we started just chilling. Next thing I know, I get a call. It's my best friend. He still was left in that environment. He decided to stay because he didn't want to come with us for whatever reason. So at this point, he's like, yo, I gotta get the fuck out of here. He's like, turns out, dude's mom is coming home. Like, she's fucking en route. He's going to the airport with his sister to pick her up and try to pretend that he's not high on mushrooms. Meanwhile, he's like, dude is tripping out. Like, our one buddy who was like way too fucked up, he's lipping at this point. He's like, I gotta get out. I gotta get out of here. He's like, I know this is gonna go bad for us. I'm like, all right, come over, because I was only a few blocks away from where he was at the time, because this is like my neighborhood friends. So he comes over. He's like, oh man, I'm so happy to get out of there. Shit was like getting too much. I'm like, sweet. I'm just glad everything's chill. He's like, dude is all fucked up though. I'm like, okay, crazy. So the next day, we find out that buddy's mom got home and took our buddy, to the hospital. Got his parents involved, everything like that. At the hospital, he was handcuffed to a bed, punched a nurse in the face, and then got hit with like some sort of a drip and got thrown in a padded room just to like let it wear off. He ended up being fine, but like he just like freaked out, like, and did some crazy shit, obviously. But it was just like, at that point, we're like, okay, fuck, like, we're gonna have to come up with a story here, because my one buddy pulled off not being very high. He's like, oh, I just smoked some weed. That's what he said to his mom, because he didn't seem too fucked up on mushrooms. So we established the story that our other buddy had come from another party, already screwed up, and we were trying our best to like just get him through it, and then that he got like too far gone. So to this day, that's like our main story. Like, never did we, three of us, get like busted by our parents for doing mushrooms, but now we're old enough that it doesn't fucking matter anyways. But at the time, it's just like, like that stress of like, oh, we're gonna get caught, we're gonna get busted. Like, I don't want my parents knowing I did fucking mushrooms. Like, you know what I mean? So, anyways, it was a good time. I really did enjoy myself. Once I was in a non-stressful, like chill, like comfortable space, it was really, really awesome. It was super vibey, and everything was just like, just dope. One other cool thing was when I was at home, my ceiling was like, it's like when it got painted, it was like they threw like spackle or whatever the fuck you want to call that shit on the ceiling and just like twisted it with a paintbrush and let it dry. And then in real life, there's like these little centimeter hanging parts, but when I was high as fuck, those little centimeter things looked like, honestly, 4-inch like little tuba things. It was pretty trip. I was just like looking at them like, whoa. But yeah, so I mean, I've done mushrooms a bunch of other times since then, and will maybe do them a handful more times in my life because they are pretty fun, but just in a responsible amount. Just don't go over the top. Like my buddy, don't take like fucking 4 grams. Like maybe take, 1.5 to maybe 3 grams. Like if you just want to have a nice, chill thing. So, anyways, that's that video. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. I don't care. Do drugs if you want. Your life, your choice. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll be back with others different, more standard videos. But maybe I'll continue doing stuff like this as well